Hey everybody, you have Tasha Miller here and happy Friday. Today we are going to be talking about if I should or should not write a prologue. Writers have many debates and we have many different ideas about what should be in a book. So there is a debate about should I write a prologue or should I not. There's some people that swear by it. You can't have a book without it. And then there's some people that think it's a waste of time and that nobody's going to read it, so why put it on there? Today I'm going to give you a little tips about what should be in a prologue and should I actually put one in my book? There's a few things that you need to know before we get to the big question. Number one, make sure it pertains to the story. Now, I've read a lot of prologues that just didn't really make any sense. Why am I reading this? What is the purpose? It needs to be critical for your story. So if your dad dies when you're young, and then now you're with your stepmom, who's an evil bitch, we need to know how the dad died, right? Or we need to know that the dad died. So maybe that can be your prologue. Number two, make sure that it is not extremely long. Now, I've read prologues that were like 4 chapters. I'm like, is this the book yet? I was so confused. I was like starting to skim over and go to the actual book. When writing a prologue, make sure that it is short and sweet. We don't want this huge prologue because then it's not a prologue. It's a prequel. There are different ways to write a prologue, or different types. It can be a point of view of another person. It can be from the future, from the past. It can be a letter. It can be anything that is connected to your book that we need to know. Number 4, show me, don't tell me. So this one, a lot of writers do. I've actually done it with the Smokiest Grave, where I am telling a story rather than showing the story. In the Smokiest Grave, my book actually starts after the war between naturals and unnaturals, aka humans and supernaturals. So I needed to tell them, hey, this war happened, this is what happened, and this is where we are. But if you're going to do that, make it short. Do not make it long. Don't make this a textbook because they're going to get really mad at you when they read it. And if you can show the action instead of telling the action, it'll be even better. They'll be like, oh, this really happened? Oh, yes. So show, don't tell. And if you do, making the tell very short. Now down to the big question. And of course, because we're writers and we're not scientists, this is not going to be a perfect formula to write your book. The answer is, if it works for your story, then yes, you should write a prologue. If it doesn't work for your story, then you don't need a prologue. The best thing about being a writer is that you get to create the story. This is not someone else's story. You get to set the rules. If you want a prologue because you want to see the point of view of the stepmom, because the whole book is about the daughter and thinking that the stepmom is evil, well, maybe the stepmom isn't evil, and that prologue is going to connect it. So you just need to figure out what works best for you. Now, the question, do you need a prologue? No, you don't need a prologue to write a book. Is it okay to put a prologue? Yes. If it works for you and it is crucial to your story, then put that prologue in that book. That's all I have for you today, everybody. Happy Friday, and thank you so much for spending your Friday with me. As always, I love spending time with you guys. It is the best time of the week for me. And don't forget, the Smokiest Grave is still available on Amazon. And go ahead and leave me a comment down below if you want to know anything else or if you just want to chat. And you can also tweet me at Tasha Miller, my Tumblr, Tasha Miller. And you can also email me at my website, www.tashamiller.com. Alright, everybody. Thank you. Bye.